Imagine being in the dating world where you like someone a lot, but the more you chase, the colder they become. You text first, you plan everything, you adjust your schedule just to meet them, and still you feel insecure. The relationship feels unbalanced. The authors of this book argue that the problem is not your worth, it's your approach. They propose rules, simple boundaries that shift the dynamics so the other person invests in you instead of you chasing them. This book became famous because it challenges common dating habits. It says that being overly available and overly eager can actually reduce attraction, whether you agree with it fully or not. The ideas make people think about self respect and relationship dynamics. The central philosophy of the book is that relationships work better when there is a sense of mystery and personal boundaries. Think about human psychology. When something is too easy to get, we often value it less. If a person knows you will always reply instantly, always say yes, and always make plans, they might start taking you for granted. The authors argue that dating should not feel like constant effort from one side. Instead of chasing, you should allow the other person to show interest and effort. That means small but meaningful boundaries. You do not always text first, you do not accept last minute plans, and you let the other person plan dates. The idea is not to play cruel games or manipulate emotions. It is about balancing efforts so the relationship feels mutual. For example, if you always initiate conversations, the other person has no reason to step up. The book suggests waiting and letting them reach out. Sometimes, if they are genuinely interested, they will. If they are not, you save yourself emotional energy. This helps you avoid situations where you overinvest in someone who is only half interested. Another lesson is self respect. The book emphasizes that dating should not come from desperation. You should have your own life, friends, hobbies, and goals. When you are busy growing as a person, you become more attractive naturally. People are drawn to individuals who value themselves and do not depend entirely on a relationship for happiness. It also talks about boundaries in communication. For instance, not replying immediately every single time creates a healthy space. It signals that you are busy and have a life beyond the relationship. The goal is not to ignore someone or act cold, but to avoid being available 24/7. The authors believe that men appreciate relationships where they also put in effort. If one person does everything, planning dates, initiating messages, solving problems, the balance shifts. Over time, the other person may become comfortable and less invested. The rules encourage mutual effort. Of course, many critics argue that the book feels rigid or outdated. Relationships today vary widely, and not every situation fits strict rules. Some people believe genuine communication and emotional honesty are more important than set guidelines. These criticisms are valid. Dating is complex and no single book has all the answers. However, the core message still resonates. Self respect and boundaries matter even if you do not follow every rule. Thinking about balance in relationships can help you avoid unhealthy patterns. The idea is not to control someone but to ensure that both people contribute equally. Ultimately, the book encourages people to value themselves and avoid losing identity in relationships. A healthy relationship should enhance your life, not consume it. You should feel respected, not constantly anxious about whether the other person likes you. Imagine a girl who liked a guy a lot. She texted first, planned dates, and always made herself available. At first, he responded, but slowly his replies became late. Plans got cancelled. She kept chasing, thinking more effort would win him over. Instead, she felt anxious and undervalued. The book uses situations like this to teach lessons about dating dynamics. It says relationships are like a balance. If one side gives everything and the other side just receives, the balance breaks. The lesson here is not that effort is bad. Effort matters, but effort should come from both sides. If you are always the one reaching out, always solving problems, and always adjusting your schedule, the other person may not feel the need to step up. Think of a plant. You water it, but you do not drown it. You give sunlight, but you do not force it to grow faster. Relationships need space to grow naturally. constantly chasing can suffocate the growth. The book also talks about self respect. Imagine someone who cancels plans on you repeatedly. If you keep saying yes every time, they learn that your time is flexible. Boundaries send a message: your time and emotions matter. You are not always available. This does not mean being cold or playing games, it means valuing yourself. A healthy relationship is not built on desperation, it is built on mutual interest and mutual effort. Another lesson is about independence. The book suggests that you should have your own life, friends, hobbies, and goals. When your happiness depends only on one person, pressure builds. But when you are complete on your own, relationships become an addition, not a necessity. Think about attraction psychology. People are often drawn to individuals who are confident and busy with their own growth, not because they ignore others, but because they bring value to relationships instead of needing constant validation. This book also encourages patience. Relationships do not have to move at lightning speed. Sometimes giving space allows feelings to grow. Rushing everything can create emotional exhaustion. Of course, these ideas are debated. Some people believe modern relationships require constant communication and emotional openness. They argue that rules can feel rigid, that criticism has merit. Dating is complex and no single set of guidelines fits every situation. But the deeper message remains useful. Respect yourself, expect mutual effort, and avoid losing your identity in relationships. Love should complement your life, not consume it. If you apply even a small part of this thinking, boundaries, self respect, and balance, you may notice healthier relationship dynamics. Not because you changed someone else, but because you changed how you value yourself. These lessons encourage emotional discipline and healthier dating habits. You may agree with some points and disagree with others. That is fine. The goal is to think about how relationships work and how you can build connections that respect both sides. If you get some value from this summary, please like, share the video, and do comment your opinions in the comment section. Thank you for watching.